Hey guys, in this video, we're going to give you the 5 steps on how to successfully sell your car online and in Craigslist. Tune in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome back to At the Pump, an automotive podcast for enthusiasts, by enthusiasts. I'm sitting here with my good friend Brian, and today we're going to go over the 5 steps on how to successfully sell your car on Craigslist.
Which a lot of people try. Some people don't quite get what they're asking for. Hopefully this video gets you top dollar for your car you're looking to sell.
Absolutely. So first, before we step into the 5 steps on how to sell your car, first we want to talk about some things and maybe some examples of what not to do, because selling your car online, these steps are going to help you not only be more successful, get more traffic to your ad, and also sell your car for more money. That's the ultimate goal, right?
Exactly.
So first, we wanted to kind of jump in and show you some really bad Craigslist ads that we found across the US, and just some examples of what not to do before we start jumping into the steps of what to do.
And this is stuff that even if you wanted this car and you came across this ad, it would not trigger you or try to, provoke you to even contact that person to go look at it. I mean, first and foremost, you got to have people texting or replying to your ad. If you post a less than par ad, you're not getting anyone to click or call you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So first, we pulled up this ad here. We have an ad on Craigslist that is for which just says BMW.
BMW, yeah. So
it doesn't even say what model it is, what year the car is, just says BMW. A couple things that you'll notice too on this is that the quality of photos, there's only 4 of them. But more importantly, each photo is missing like half of the car. I mean, this photo
that one, the gas cap looks like it's open, parked on the side of the street there next to a storm drain or something.
You're absolutely right. The car is not clean. It's not presented well. It's not photographed well. And even the ad itself, I mean, it doesn't even tell us what the mileage of the car is nowhere to be seen on the ad.
I don't even see a guy's phone number or contact info. So even if we wanted this BMW, how are we going to get a hold of the guy?
Very good point. You're absolutely right. So it's tough because we wanted to show these first. I mean, this is a great example of what not to do, because if you're in the market for a BMW, or let's just say this car, if someone searches BMW 5 Series, this car is not going to be pulled up. You've only just had keyword BMW. So you're missing out on a lot of keyword search and SEO stuff for this, whether it's Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, whatever it is. So
yeah, exactly.
Stuff like this is pretty brutal. So the second example that I love, this is one of my favorite things. So this is a 2005 Audi A6 Quattro. It's got the full title in there, got the miles, things are good. The description is extremely short. 2 things. You look at one thing like the headlights. It's amazing how yellowed headlights just date the car so much.
Yeah.
And that little things like that can be fixed. We just did a how-to video on our YouTube channel, so go ahead and check that out. It's literally $10 in 10 minutes. You literally can make your headlights look from old man toenail yellow to just
brand
fresh
new.
OEM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So little things like that, but most importantly, what's funny about this ad is that if you look at the rear photo,
the temp plate,
you're going to see a temp tag. So for those that don't know what a temp tag is, this gentleman just bought this car and got it registered, whether it was from a dealership or at his local DMV, got his temporary tag on the back. So anytime that you see a temporary tag on an ad for Craigslist, that means he bought it within 30 days. Most likely that he's had some work done on the car, or something went wrong, got a repair bill of it being X amount, that's way too much, and said, you know what, I'm going to try to dump it.
He got a lemon and is essentially trying to flip it or pass it on to someone else.
Absolutely.
Is kind of what that tells me,
Yeah. So having the temp tag on there, big no-no. I mean, if you are going to try to flip the car, take that thing off, just have it blank or whatever it is. But nonetheless, so these are little examples that we have, guys, that not only are the photos bad, the quality's bad, but also the description. There's nothing there. There's nothing that gives me as a potential buyer any interest or insight into the history of the car, what's been done, what needs to be done, what my ownership experience was, things like that. So we showed you what bad things are. Let's jump into the 5 steps of what we need to do to successfully sell a car on Craigslist.
Yeah.
So Brian, why don't you take away with number 1 for me?
The first step is going to be info gathering. One of the things you need to post and be aware of is stuff like the VIN, the year, make, model, the mileage,
All
you
the
know,
common
all,
stuff.
yeah,
Right?
all the stuff that people are going to ask questions on. Like if you don't have the VIN, a common thing that everyone knows to do, or most people know to do, is ask for a Carfax. Private party might not supply one, but if you want to go spend the $40 or whatever to get one, you need the VIN. You literally type in the VIN number. Carfax prints you out an
Sure.
entire vehicle history report, maintenance done in the car, factory recalls, if there's a warranty left, all that type of stuff.
Right.
And that's, I think, key to have on there so people know what they're getting, you know.
To give you an example, think of this like your dating profile. So if your dating profile was
Great
anything
example.
like those other two right there, you post a weird photo of you eating Cheetos on the couch.
Right.
It's got your belly sticking out. You just have the name Phil, no last name, and your description just says, I like snacks. You know,
Right.
that's literally what it is, right?
Yeah.
So think of it in that regard. So Brian's right. Step number one, let's gather all the information. Let's know all the history of your car. Pull up any receipts that you might have. And if you're not saving those, save those, because those become value to someone that may want to purchase that car down the road.
And receipts would be maintenance items, tire rotations or new tires, oil changes. Maybe you got a new radiator or the AC recharged or something. All
Yeah.
that stuff's crucial for a potential buyer to know what's been done so they don't have to do those things right when they buy it.
Right. Take the 10 minutes, sit down, get all the stuff in line, know exactly the specs on your car. If you have a copy of the original window sticker, know what options are on there.
If you have both keys or key fobs, that's a
Exactly.
huge sign that it's been well maintained or it's been a good owner.
Make sure you have your title in hand if that is a car that you own outright. If not, then it's a lien. But know everything that you need to gather, all this information, put it all in one spot because you are going to use this later on.
A lot of people don't, but I always recommend some type of bill of sale along with the, I'd say, exchange of the vehicle for money.
Yeah.
You know, those are, you could, simple Google search, you could bring up bill of sale templates left and right, print one out, fill it in, have the guy sign it, and then it's just protecting the buyer as well as the seller.
Right.
So that's a key thing. The other one, as we alluded to on some of these ads of what not to do, is you got to prep the car. You got to wash it or clean it or make it look nice.
That moves us into step two.
Yeah. Just like the dating profile, you know, you're probably not going to roll out of bed and take your photo, you know. You'd probably...
Maybe girls are into that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, that's true. Who knows? Teach their own. But
Right.
you'd probably want to get ready or, you know, take a shower at least, brush your teeth, the normal stuff.
So step two, guys, is to prep your car to succeed. And what we mean by that is, unlike those that we just saw, those were just dirty cars, some iPhone photos taken vertically in their driveway or whatever it is. So prepping your car to succeed, what we mean by that is washing your car. I'm not talking about getting out your Griot's Garage DA polisher and paint correcting the car. I'm talking about just getting the car clean outside and inside, trunk, engine bay. That's a big thing too that a lot of people mislead. It's amazing what a clean engine bay, which is simply just power washing your engine bay or just wiping it down with some waterless wash or Armor All, whatever you want to do on the plastics, that makes it look so much better
Yeah.
than just a dust collecting motor that's under that hood.
Right. Exactly.
So prepping things like that is huge. Again, we talked about this earlier, the headlights. It's amazing what just cleaning up your headlights, getting some of that old yellow crust off of there would make the car look so much more desirable.
Yeah, and we're not talking about a $200-$300 detail job by a
No.
professional certified detailer. We're talking about a $5 express wash or a quickie wash to get the dust and the bird poop off. You know, take the 10 minutes to pull into a station and vacuum it. You know, get the chips and the leftover fast food bag or the Starbucks coffee from this morning out of the back seat. Make it clean and presentable. It goes a long way.
It does. It does. That takes us into step number 3. So step number 3 is take killer photos.
Yeah.
Photos are going to be huge because what people are going to see first on your ad when they're searching through Craigslist is they're going to see a photo of your ad, right? So you want to make sure that photo looks good. It stands out. Again, just like a dating profile. You want to make that stand out. So when someone's scrolling through looking at a particular car and yours happens to be on that list, that is an eye-catching photo that allows them to click on it and then now expand on all the information about your car. That is your time to
Right.
try to get somebody.
Right,
So
exactly.
taking photos. What we recommend is taking 8 photos of the exterior. That's going to be, front, rear, left side, and right side, and also taking at angles. So what we suggest is to maybe start, your first photo should not be the front of the car. Your first photo should be the side of the vehicle, or like, front angle or rear angle, giving you a full overview of the car.
Yep.
There's too many ads out there that just have the photo of the front, but that doesn't do any justice to anybody. They're going to see a grill and some headlights.
Yeah, and I was also going to add to that, when you are taking your photos, make sure the entire car is visible in the frame or in the picture.
Yeah.
We had some ads that we looked at that were the bad ads, quote unquote, where like half the car is cropped out, or the far headlight away from you is cut out of the picture. Like, it takes a few seconds to check and just move or realign the angle to make sure it's getting everything you want to show that you're trying to sell.
Sure. Here's our suggestion. If you're going to start with a photo, maybe it's the front quarter panel of the right side, and then you're moving to the right side of the car, and then the rear quarter panel of the right side, then the rear. Do it in order so that when they're scrolling through your photos, it's cohesive. The car is moving in the same direction.
Right.
It's exterior photos first for the first 8. And then following up on our next point is going to be interior photos.
Right.
Do as many as you want. We'd also recommend too maybe throwing in some photos of the wheels and tires. So do 4 photos of that as well. Each wheel, show any curb rash if there is any or not on there, but also it'll allude to the tires of what condition they're in as well. So
or if even all 4 of the tires are the same brand or type.
Yeah.
That's another kind of red flag. If the car's got 3 or 4 different types or brands of tires, the owner may not be taking the best care of that.
Sure.
And that's something to look for. Or if you have nice wheels and tires and they are all matching, that's something you might want to highlight on your ad so it'd bring more money.
So once you do your 8 exterior photos, follow it up with 4 wheel and tire photos as well. Then move on to the interior. Take some really good shots of the interior. Should be driver seat, passenger seat, dash, center console, rear of the car, rear seat, things like that. But also keep in mind, take a photo, turn the car on, take a photo of the dash in front of you.
The gauge clusters,
like cluster,
tach, speedometer, where they'd have any engine light indicators.
Absolutely
or like low tire pressure, things like that.
When you do it, make sure your door is closed so it doesn't say door ajar. Do it so all it shows is there's no warning lights on the car. You don't want to see a check engine light. Right. You don't even want to see a red little door open light. Just close the door, take a good photo, which will illustrate simply that there's no warning lights and the current mileage of the car.
Right.
Okay. So those are important things to do. That is a step that most people miss. What I would throw in at the end, take a photo of your binder or any paperwork that you have on the car, including the owner's manual, the keys. Put it all just in a nice little area and take a photo maybe in your office or on the couch, whatever it is, of everything that's coming with the car. If you have any accessories like a battery tender or a car cover, whatever it is, make sure you photograph those. Put that towards the end. So that's the cohesive flow, is 8 exterior photos going in the same clockwise or counterclockwise direction, moving on to 4 wheel and tire photos, moving on to your interior photos, and then maybe any accessory and or maintenance handover type material.
Right. Which would be your maintenance receipts or anything like that you've had, that you've kept over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step 4 is to
where you're going to post it.
Where you're going to post it.
You got to put this out there. This is essentially your marketing piece.
Yep.
You're your own business right now. You're trying to sell a product, that product being your car. So you got to post this, what we call your local community, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, stuff that would draw local traffic, because you want to be able to meet someone hopefully within that day and exchange the keys and the title for a bunch of cash, or you can go to the bank and they could, deposit a check, a wire transfer. It's 2020. There's tons of ways to get this done.
Absolutely. So step 4 alludes back to our first step. We talked about earlier to gather all the information on your specific car, whether it's specs, mileage, history, things like that. This is where, when it comes to post, you have all your photos added in there, on whether it's Craigslist, whether it's Facebook Marketplace, whether it's OfferUp, whatever it is. Once you get all that information from step 1, this is where we're going to apply it. We're going to put it into a nice written ad in the description area, which is going to give you an idea of who you are, why, how long you've owned the car. That's a big thing too. Put in there your history with the car. I've owned it for 5 years.
Especially if your car is more than 10 years old, you could say you're the second or third owner.
Right.
chain have you got this in? Hey, I'm the third owner of the car. I've had it from 2017 until now, and kind of just give people an idea of what they're getting into.
Sure.
Because that's a commonly asked question.
Follow that up with the reason why you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it could be multiple reasons. It could be just because you purchased another car. Write that. It could be
Right.
because your family's growing, you need a different car. You can't have the sports car.
Right.
Write that. That just gives the potential buyer insight into who you are, how this car has been treated, the insight of its lifespan of this car.
Correct.
So that's an important step too. List all your history and everything like that. List all the specs on the car. If you have a photo or information on the original MSRP, put that in there too.
Yeah.
The more information that you can put into your ad description box, the less questions people are going to have, and the little text you're going to get here and there of, hey, what's the miles? Well, shit, I forgot to put that in there. Or, hey,
Yeah.
what's the color of the car? Forgot to write that in there.
Right.
Things like that. So put more information than you think in a very detailed, flow-oriented manner in the description box.
And this is also something where it's super, super crucial to put down your contact info and a preferred method of contact. Some
Yes.
people don't want to, maybe you have a, little baby at home. You don't want to have your phone blowing up if he's trying to nap. So say text preferred, leave your phone number. Or you're at work, you can't field phone calls in the middle of the day. Text preferred, leave a phone number. You've got to have some way for a buyer who's wanting to give you hopefully thousands, maybe tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
He's got to get a hold of you.
Sure.
Like we pulled up an ad that didn't have any contact info on there. It's like, dude, come on.
Wonder why I'm not selling my car.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And finally, too, with what Brian said, make sure you put your location in there, too.
Right.
So on Craigslist, you'll put your location, but it's not going to pinpoint your direct house. It's going to give you like a 10-mile radius of where your location is. But
Yeah.
that gives someone insight. Maybe that'll allow them, if you put that and they go, wow, that's on my way home from work.
Right.
Let me just see if he's available to swing by and look at it.
Exactly.
So this might all seem redundant in like complete common sense, but you would be amazed of how many Craigslist ads don't have any of this stuff.
Right. And another thing too, just for safety measure, if you're uncomfortable with meeting a complete stranger at your actual house address, which is totally common, I do this myself. I've sold numerous cars on Craigslist. Meet them at a local grocery store or a gas station or some easily available place with parking, somewhere where it's lit up. They're going to want to check the car out probably in the daytime and really look this over. So
Sure.
it doesn't need to be literally in your driveway or your apartment complex. It could be a neutral place.
Yeah. Walmart parking lot, whatever it is.
Right.
So step number 5 is what we put fielding questions. So what's going to happen after you post this, you're going to get some phone calls, you're going to get some texts, you're going to get some emails on maybe certain questions on the car. And this is your time to provide any and all information that you can. You need to attend to this potential buyer as much as you can. Be super nice. Don't be rude. Don't be a dick.
Right.
Answer his questions, whatever it is, because that is a fielding portion for him to maybe ask certain things that will get him more comfortable with, is this car going to be a good purchase
Exactly.
for me and my family?
And this happened to me every time I posted a car. I'd put the year, make, mileage, all the information I possibly could, like we're describing, and people will still be like, how many miles? Is this a V6 or a 4-cylinder? Like,
Yeah.
if it's something that they're asking that's already in there, don't belittle them or try to ridicule them.
the ad.
Just answer it. It literally takes enough time to say it's got 87,000 miles as it does to be like, hey man, it's in the ad, or read above, or something like
I
that.
remember my first time reading.
Right.
Yeah, just be nice about it. So
Yeah.
what we wanted to do, so we wanted to show you guys, we scoured Craigslist, found a really good example of what to do on a BMW M2 that is for sale. We're going to pull that up to show you exactly what that looks like. So we'll talk through it too. So this guy is posting his 2018 BMW M2 6-speed manual in the title. He's got everything that you need there. Even has the chassis code of F87. He's got everything in there. Start to finish, 2018 F87 BMW M2 6-speed manual transmission. Right out of the gate, I know exactly what this car is.
Yep.
Okay. With that, the price is there as well. He's got his location. He's got his VIN numbers. He's got all the information with cylinders, rear-wheel drive, takes gas, odometer is 5,500 miles, paint color, title status, transmission, type coupe. He's got all the generic. Now, maybe not everyone can already pick that apart just looking at the photos, but it's good to have all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
When you have all that stuff in there, it's also a search engine. So when someone types in BMW coupe, this car is going to pull up as one of those cars.
You're so right.
So it's important to have all that on there. He's got his location bubble as well. Got some great photos. Again, starting with the outside of the car. He's got a great photo of the front left quarter panel taking over the entire car. It looks great. The entire car is in frame. The entire car is cleaned. It's in a beautiful place with a nice little backdrop. It's a good thumbnail photo, so to speak,
Yes.
to pique someone's interest to jump on.
Exactly.
Then he moves in the same direction, moves over and grabs himself a front picture. You can see the black kidney grills, everything like there, very clean. Goes to the rear, shows his rear of the, whether it's a ducktail spoiler that he has or looks like an aftermarket exhaust. Got that there. Another photo of the headlights, maybe trying to see, showing off whether it's got clear bra or any rock chips or anything like that. He's getting a front close photo there. Another one of the rear. Now he jumps into the interior. So we got our exterior photos done outside. Now he's on his interior photo shots. Mm-hmm. So an important thing to grasp here is that it is a manual transmission. So even though it says manual in the title, even though the transmission says manual under the item box on the right, he still took a photo of both the interior of the manual transmission.
He's verifying it with more pictures or more evidence.
And it's showing his dry carbon. That's an option on that car and things like that. Shows the pedals, again, very clean. No gunk on the dead pedals or any of that stuff right there. Very clean. Boom. Great photo.
This is that dash gauge indicator that we were talking about. The car's on. It's idling just under 1,000 RPMs. There's no weird lights on. There's no codes thrown. There's nothing that would deter you from contacting this guy and trying to buy the car.
Sure. The last photo, like we talked about, he's got a copy of the original brochure, the window sticker, the owner's manual, and then two keys with two key fobs. Yeah, with two keychains as well. So this, if I just didn't even read the ad and just looked at all the photos, I would know this car is taken care of. It's probably an enthusiast car, and there's a high pride of ownership because the car is extremely clean. This is all what I've gathered simply based on a title and photos. I haven't even looked at the description yet.
Right.
Okay. So moving down to his description, again, goes through the entire thing, 2018 F87 BMW M2, names the color, mineral gray metallic, 6-speed manual transmission. Also lists all the packages on the car, which is the executive package, which on his previous photo, you can go up and see what's included in that. Black grills, black side grills, carbon fiber accessories, LED door protectors, stuff like that. So all of this is illustrated. That's just a brief synopsis of what's on the car from when he ordered the vehicle.
Yeah.
The next paragraph is called extras, or things that he's done. Full front XPEL clear bra. He's got a full clear bra on the front of the car. He's got ceramic tint all around the car. He's got aftermarket exhaust tips. He also said, with that, I have the original tips and will revert to stock upon final sale if need be. So he gives you both, and he's illustrating these are what's on the car, but I also have OEM exhaust tips for it at your blessing as well.
Right.
Down at the bottom, he gives us his history too. I've purchased a car and been the sole owner of this vehicle. Never tuned, never modded. The car is 100% stock. This was my weekend car and always garage kept. Maintenance done by the local BMW dealership and still under OEM warranty. That's a great statement right there. You want to know the history. He's not taking it to the local Bob's
Jiffy Lube or some quick lube place. Or
exactly. So
non-certified BMW mechanic. It's not him and his buddy who watch some YouTube videos that are working on this.
Right. No, exactly. So finally puts family has a need for another vehicle, bigger vehicle. I'm letting this one go. So now I know about the car, where it started, the history, what he's done to it, why he's selling it. And then now that gives me all the information that I need. So that is a great example of how to post something on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp. Give them everything that they need and more to make a decision. More importantly, this is going to make this car stand out. If I go look at another M2 on Craigslist right now and it isn't of the caliber of this, I subconsciously am going to start thinking about this car based on how good this ad is.
Right. And just after you reading this off, I don't honestly know I could have a question to ask this guy.
Sure.
I mean, I might ask him, are you negotiable on the price? Because that's probably a common question. Everyone wants a deal, right? But besides that, you've got everything you could possibly need to look up to verify what he's done or has.
Yep.
So this is a great example here.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. Those are our 5 steps on how to sell your car online on Craigslist and try to not only just get the most money out of it, but also sell the car quicker and get on to the next project that you want.
Right.
So a lot of us have to sell what we have currently in order to move on to the next thing. Well, let's make that process as good and as efficient as possible for us to move on to our next toy.
Exactly.
So appreciate you guys watching. If you guys enjoy this content, please hit that red subscribe button down there and click the bell for post notifications and like the video. That goes a long way for us, but we appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for your time, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.